Hi, my name is Milo Melodies. We're here at GIF Music, Synths and Tech again with Tom from Source Distribution.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
I am really excited because you brought a cool new synth.
I have indeed.
You know how I feel about cool new synths. What is the PWM Malevolent and who's it for?
So, the PWM Malevolent is a really cute, small, semi-modular analog synthesizer designed by a company called PWM that's been built by a gentleman called Paul, also with collaboration from Future Sound System.
Yes. We were doing a kind of gnarly thing in the intro, and can I just get like the raw oscillators? And I really want to hear this thing because that's, at the end of the day, it's irrelevant kind of what's in it. We need to hear it. So hello.
Switch the up off for a second. I'll keep that mic on me.
So sorry.
Yeah, it does do gnarly. So if we just go for what?
So
do we want a saw?
Yeah.
Saw through filter.
So we've got two oscillators, and oscillator 1's level is up, oscillator 2's level is down. There's no noise or anything else. So with the filter fully open,
and with a little less drive.
oh, sorry. We're hearing like a basic oscillator, but I hear like animation.
Yeah.
Talk me through the oscillator.
So the oscillator's got a couple of cool features. So that's that block here. So you've got individual wave outs. So we were talking about expanding it with other stuff, integrating it with other systems.
Saw, triangle, pulse.
And an out.
And a mixed out.
Yes. So nice. You can select the waves here. So no mix control for them, but it...
On and off. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll show on the scope in a moment how mixing these can create quite interesting timbres. So the oscillators have the wave outs, as we mentioned, 2 FM inputs. So one thing you'll notice throughout the synth, there's so many opportunities for gnarly FM. They're just everywhere.
Totally fine with that.
Yeah, totally fine with that. They have external 1 volt per octave inputs. So if you wanted to use an external wiggle source to make it melody, then you totally can. But
independently as well.
Independently.
So can be operated.
So with some creative patching, you can make it kind of...
But these are literally like, that could be a Eurorack module by itself.
Yeah, it totally could be.
And it would be probably half the cost of this entire thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the kind of the unique feature about the oscillators in particular is the way, the shape. Yeah. So it's I'll show you.
Please show me.
If we just, so we've selected a square with this push button. So you pick your waveforms with that. When just a side note, when you don't have anything lit, it's silent. So we're going to listen to the square quickly. So
see it here.
You
can actually see the PWM is changing the width.
You can see the PWM.
I mean, closing the name. Yeah. How silly of me.
So that's your pulse wave. If we move over to the triangle.
Oh, heck.
Yeah.
They all PWM. Okay, well, that sort of does make quite a lot of sense now, you say.
Yeah.
It's PWM, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why would Paul not PWM all the things?
Exactly.
So he did.
So that shape control, you can manually control it. You can blend the waves together in PWM.
Them both
together and get this like these really nice sort of in-betweenies, I like to call them.
There's so much like warmth and like loveliness.
It's the triangle. So the triangle goes from like kind of not a triangle
Yeah.
to a triangle to like not a triangle again.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you can see on the scope, and the scope's kind of jumping around a bit, but these are not conventional waveforms. Nor should anyone ever look on a scope to define what is good or bad about sound. It's just you should use the thing strapped to your head. But
Absolutely.
that sounds great. Like,
So-
I mean, I am actually. I've got the level cranked here, and I kind of do assume that
There's some subtlety
there's
in
a
there. So
lot of because there's a lot going on here. You probably do have to. Back
yeah,
off
so
that.
that's where a lot of the magic is as well. So I mean, a subtle use of the gain staging can lead to quite a lot of interesting things, especially if you're using two triangles with a similar shape position that are gain staged differently. You can get quite a lot of interesting things. A little bit like the whole thing, like the asymmetrical clipping that you find on like a Moog, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It drives.
Like
It drives.
internal drive is what contributes to like the vibe
It's
of
the
so
magic
many.
sauce.
Yeah, of course.
It's the magic secret sauce.
Indeed.
So that shape control can be placed under external voltage control.
And that's what the shape is. That an attenuated
Yes,
control?
so that's an attenuator for that. So you
There's
can
this.
see the green legends. I'm not sure how well it comes across on the vid, but you can see the green legends. This
Do you want to read
is
them?
yeah. So these are the normalized inputs. So if you hold that note down again, you can see FM2 is normalized to LFO triangle.
I see.
So again, we're now pitch controlling that. But if we bring in the shape mod, you're now controlling
The LFO controls this
That.
by that amount.
yes,
So this is an amount control
yes.
for this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you wanted something a bit more steppy, obviously you can bypass that normalization by patching the square wave into that. If you
You need one
if
of these.
I need one of them doohickeys.
There you go. Look.
Yeah. So just to show that off, and that becomes so when you patch that, that then becomes
So it jumps between two settings now.
yeah. So it's an on and an off. Obviously, it's square. But you can obviously make quite interesting rhythmic things. It runs super fast. Quite cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just immediately want to start like filtering and getting all duck face on you.
Not yet. Not
Alright.
yet. It's coming.
We'll get there. We'll
it's
get
coming.
there. Yeah.
So you've got two oscillators that feature that. So you've got the shape modulation, which is normalized to a triangle, as I said, yeah, like I say, the green legends are the normalized path. So again, you've
What
got,
happens with no
Yeah,
cables
so-
connected?
that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
envelope one. So turn it into a kick
Oh,
drum.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like really, the envelopes can be very plucky and exponential. Yeah. Yeah, that.
Yeah. Plip. Yeah, they've done a.
And of course, if you...
don't go duck face on me.
It happened. It happened really quickly without any warning.
Instantaneous duck face.
That's a good sound, isn't it?
So one thing I have been using this for is percussion.
Yeah.
Just going, make me nasty kick drums. It's really good at that straight away. It's a really, really good drone box as well. It's very, very good. There's a switch. So, yeah.
So I hit drone, and that's opened something, but something's also closed. Oh, heck yeah.
The filter.
Oh, wow. So let's talk about the filter.
Okay, I'm going to try and remember the spec off the top of my head.
I mean...
It is an OTA-based two-pole Salenky topology.
Okay, cool.
I got
That
it.
sounds
Nailed
complicated.
it.
That sounds painful.
So it's multi-mode.
Is it?
And yeah, it really is. So the way you access the other modes is you patch from the mix out into those. So
I see, look.
yeah.
So the mix out...
So it's normaled. So that low pass
Right.
is normal. So green
What?
legend again. It's normaled to the mix out. So if you want to get into the band pass, just go out the mix out into the band pass.
That's blowing my mind. So it's like normalized on the input.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that means, so we got low pass, band pass, and high pass, but we have to go from mix out. Let's try band pass.
It's quite gnarly.
Oh, wow.
So because it's that kind of Salenky topology, it's not your sort of your average filter tone. Or it's quite gurgly, quite kind of polyvoxy
Yep.
to a degree, especially when you kick in the drive. It absolutely loves being FM'd. So
Audio rates or just...
try and go out of there into there, and you are.
Right, so we go to what? Triangle out.
Try and go out.
Into like FM.
My little tip here as well.
Please.
So patch that into just
FM2?
bypass the triangle, yeah.
Oh, yes.
But the thing to do is to patch a cable in here,
A dummy
because
cable.
then a dummy cable, that bypasses the
Without being
tracking.
plugged in. Yeah.
And then sling a bit of reverb on it.
I've got it's my difficult techno album intro. That'll just dissolve into blissy kicks and we're off.
Yeah.
Open up panorama bar.
So what we've done there, just to highlight, is we've broken the key tracking.
Yes.
So that oscillator will no longer follow the keyboard. A little bit of a beauty of semi-modular that you can do that sort of thing.
That one's up.
Yep.
So that one does, but this one is not.
That's correct. Which means you can use that for modulation duties, as we are. So currently frequency modulating the bandpass. Loads of little
It's like it gets really like shortwave insanity, shortwave radio.
Yeah, it really does. But try out the high pass as well. The high pass is really quite something.
That's the funny thing. Audio rate modulation gives you that kind of almost vowely formant thing.
Yeah,
I've never really understood why that is. Perhaps someone can enlighten us in the comments. Can I go from the mix out?
You can.
Yeah,
and then
so
you'll get a more complex waveform.
Yeah, to FM with.
But the other thing you can do there is modulate that. So now we're modulating the modulator with the triangle, because that's the normalized position for that knob. Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's full of character. It's just like, isn't that what you want?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
other synths are available, as we were saying, but I mean, it's like, wow, just listen to it. It's just Thin from Future Sound Systems kind of MO. Like, I have the TG4 in like his macro here. And it is sort of industrial kind of
dirt,
grit and heft. So you mentioned high pass, so let's try that. So if I go mix out into high pass.
You're modulating it with a triangle.
So that's let's have. Oh wow!
It's all about that filter.
Back these off a little bit and just see what else we get. Maybe I'll go back to the square.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We get key tracking going on with.
You can come out of the output for the keyboard, yes. That will key track. So I'd suggest patching that into FM2 so you don't lose your envelope control.
So pitch out here is the pitch of whatever the keyboard's doing.
Correct.
Including obviously if you're arpeggiating, it will be the arpeggiated like stepped voltage, and you can then patch that into anything. So you could modulate the shape or.
Yep.
But in this case, what we're doing is we're actually adjusting the cutoff value with the keyboard itself. So if I was to turn down the oscillators, that's the filter doing that. Always a good sound as well.
Yeah. And it tracks well.
I mean, I'm not going to get...
sure what the waveform is. It's not going to be a perfect time.
Well, would it not be?
I mean, knowing Finlay...
He is quite fastidious. It's hard to see if that's just... It does look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's not really about that.
But yeah, when you start mucking around with like the resonance and where the FM, that FM2 attenuator is positioned, you can get all these sort of like in-betweeny, atonal, interesting things out of it.
There's so much character here, and so what I'm then doing is getting the LFO into the second FM input.
So So
a bit
that
of
will
vibrato.
bypass your envelope control.
Kind of just classic filter stuff, but nice. It can do.
Yeah,
it. I mean, but yeah. So let's just get a couple of. Sorry, I'm slightly taking over. I just quite want to hear what this is capable of. But like, what? You know,
I mean, this is genuinely like your first kind of 15,
yeah. No,
20
this really
minutes.
is. I mean, when I had a quick, tiny go when we were like setting up the jam, but that's been the thing. Is it's not about like, in a way, it's not about features with synths anymore. It's not. Because something's simple doesn't make it less useful. What I'm trying to say is like, it's about character. And so it's like, what am I interested in the character and what can it do? Because that's why you have loads of synths, is not for capabilities, it's for characters. Yeah. Just like having loads of guitars. Yeah. You have both.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. Luckily, I only have one obsession.
But yeah, talking about character, I mean, the filter's got oodles of character. The oscillators have got oodles of character as well. We haven't touched on the drive yet. The drive's a very interesting part.
If I turn that up...
It really does go.
That's just one oscillator, so that's... Oh, yeah. That's the sort of mad gain staging stuff. So, like, depending on how loud the the oscillator is, it's going to do stuff to the filter.
Yep. So as you're knocking that back, it's changing, making it break up differently.
There's like vibrato there that disappears when it has gain, and like loads of things to do.
There is vibrato as well, which we'll touch on.
That's now with two oscillators going on. Do you want to tune that? Oh yeah.
FM. It does make you do the wiggle face quite quickly. Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really, really cool.
I mean, come on.
Really, really cool.
That's just, I mean, yeah, hats off to Future Sound Systems, the chefs behind the scenes, and for PWM, I should say, for knowing to hit up Finley and go, because it's just such an inspired choice of like the chefs behind the scenes, and it's leading to this really cool voicing. It's just like, wow.
Where it's like instantly Finn. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just.
But he's so musical whilst also being gnarly. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's like unique. Restrained gnarliness.
Yeah.
Musically refined gnarliness.
Tuneful, and like, you know, you can just hear an absolutely storming industrial tune, or sort of like, you know, kind of, I mean, I hesitate to use the word synth pop, but a lot of what Finley writes his own music is quite poppy, but like absolutely, if you've never listened to Finley Shakespeare, by the way, is the name of the guy. Finley Shakespeare has he's got a Bandcamp, and he's the person behind Future Sound Systems, but he's also a legit musician himself, and does kind of, he supported Blancmange on tour, and was, he does modular stuff, and he sings. And he's absolutely incredible. It's
like how?
Yeah. I know. How can he be so talented? Dang you.
Dang you.
He's really young and talented. So, two oscillators is a good sound. You were mentioning the drive. Is there anything? What should we know about the drive?
It's really good.
Cool. Done. That's all I need.
Yeah. It's really. It's got lots of sweet spots.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where you don't want it off.
Yeah.
You don't want all of it. All of it's great.
We kind of gain stage this for drive. Yeah.
But it's lovely. It's gnarly smooth. Is the way I'd like to. As long as you're doing like careful gain staging throughout,
Yeah. That's again my opener at the Berghain, I believe.
You need the duff.
We just need to sidechain these things. Yeah, we pretty much be set there, I think.
Not even remotely challenging techno.
And if I was just out of sheer curiosity to get a bit of this going on, which is to say, just a different shape.
Whole different vibe. Jesus.
He can't help you now.
I think your curiosity's paid off, sir. Here comes the duff.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. Uh-oh. Whoa.
And so
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool, isn't it?
It's really cool. It's really, 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 really cool. And I mean, one of the cool things you just showed there is the integration with external stuff. That is, you know,
perfect
super,
example.
Super cool.
What I was doing there is, this is make noise maths, which is a function generator, which sounds very boring, but it's like LFOs and some other useful mixing and other utilities. And it's just a good way of having other LFO shapes. So it's, you know, here I was using it as another LFO, and it's a good module because you can, it's an LFO, it's an envelope, it's useful.
Mixer.
It's a mixer, yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
But because you've got triangle and square, you can get additional shapes. And that's kind of, I think that's the beauty of this is, you know, this is really straightforward, and there's a few blocks, and I guess there's the question of other things that you would add. And what we'll do a separate video. I think we're going to have it. We definitely will do a separate video where we'll talk about and try a few different things. But I'll very quickly show like one thing, which would be if you went from pitch out into the 1 volt per octave of a mutable instruments Platts, and then you went from the out into the aux.
Yeah.
So then you've got the ability to add other things to the two oscillators.
Something very digital into something very analog.
Yeah, that's
You're sort of like doing the.
Oof, that's going to be like that's going to be the way.
But then you can use these as control, so you can FM that.
Yeah,
you can FM the filter. Oh! So you can make that attack like really slow.
Yeah.
If we turn that up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool. Quite easy to go off into it.
Oh, yeah. So trying to do something pretty and then it becomes aggressive, but I kind of like beautiful aggression from synth.
Yeah,
it's quite nice to do.
It really is.
It's really good. Love it. You were talking before about like doing a kind of semi-generative.
Yeah.
Do you want to sort of finish on a...
Yeah, so I'll sling me some cables,
Sorry, let me
bro.
give you some of my, like, these little wiggly wires.
Spaghetti, thank you. So what I'm going to do, just something really kind of, semi-generic. Will it reach?
So you're going...
I'm just going to use, so if we turn the volume down a sec, just so it doesn't blow everyone's minds, we're going to gate the envelopes individually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me move you. Let me help you.
We are just taking the square from the LFO, which is just going to be an on-off.
Yeah.
And as you can see, as that square's coming on,
goes up, down, up, down.
Yeah, it's turn the envelopes on and off. So if we flick it into drone.
Yeah.
So we turn that down. There we go. And what I'm going to do is put a couple of dummy cables in.
To your oscillators, so they're not responding to the keyboard anymore. You can tune them freely.
Some sort of tuning range. Turn the mod down on them. And then we're going to start FMing.
Audio rate, FMing. Ooh.
Another thing I wanted to show was just the cross modulation between the two oscillators.
Okay.
So,
yeah, of course.
So it's quite easy to make something kind of droney and abstract. It's like 4 patches. We're using stackables here so we can get a copy of that square into the envelopes. But one thing I wanted to show quickly, so we'll just take this out as well. So yeah, that's just to show that it's very, very quick to make something. Oh, we didn't talk about the noise as well. There is a noise source in there as well.
That's it.
Yeah, there it be.
There she blows.
So yeah, I just want to show like the cross modulation as well, which
between oscillators.
Yeah. So if you turn it all up,
turn that up. Yeah.
And then what we'll do is it on drone.
So the oscillators are down at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. So the oscillators are down. So we're just going to go triangle out of oscillator 2.
Yeah.
The triangle output. Into the 1 volt per octave input.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to do the same the other way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I am stuck together. Okay. So.
You've now got them.
Yeah.
Literally. Oh, heck.
And then you can modulate the shape of that. And there's loads.
Can I just?
If we.
Oh wow! It's like an animal. Wow.
And we can FM the filter with a sawtooth.
Wow.
It's just like a fun sample that off, warp it, drench it in reverb, put a kick drum over it.
Yeah, for like, I mean, this is obviously, anyone listening to this is like, what a cacophony, but the key point is put this in a sampler and do things.
Yeah, and then chop
It's like,
it into pieces.
This is like what hardware is so good for, is weird material that you
content
can use
creation.
elsewhere.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like a fantastic percussion synthesizer, as we touched on earlier. Wait, what was that? Go back.
There was a spot that I had and I've now lost.
Lost in the ether, Alex.
Wow. What an absolutely cool synth.
Yeah, it's
Love
wicked.
it. This is amazing. So thank you very much for showing me
My pleasure.
Showing me your Malevolent. Is this available now? Will it be soon?
Very soon. Hopefully in May.
Cool. Links below. There are links below to Poitchus from the Malevolent from Gift Music.
I struggle with it.
Should you wish to do so. If you have questions, please leave them. I'm sure you'll be able to, or between us, we'll all be able to answer. And subscribe for more videos. We're going to do a video talking about the Euro rack. We're going to play with a bit of Euro rack and just see what havoc we can create.
Can't wait.
Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.